TPCSI fans, you want to revolutionize your sports investing habits? Allow me to tell you about WagerWire. WagerWire is an app that helps you become a superior bettor by allowing you to sync all your sports books and track all your bets in one place. See your current action, your betting history, and stats. You could also sign up for sports books and collect bonus offers. Follow them at WagerWire on X, as it's the best account on the platform. Head to App Store or Play Store now and search WagerWire and download the app.
2,000 years long, we will never settle. Hard days, no way, with a heavy metal. No time, no fail, won't stop here. Like a torch to a flame when it burns hot. We won't stop. Come on, baby, higher. Like a torch to a flame when it burns hot. We won't stop.
From the ECSI Sports Studios and the #1 sports investors in America, we bring you the closing bell. As the market closes, legends Jeff Dawson and Riley Magnuson bring you all the sports investing tips for tonight's matchups. If you want to learn more from the two legends at the desk, make sure you stay tuned to the closing bell.
Good evening, afternoon, sports fans from all around the globe. I am the co-host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and it's that time for the closing bell. A little abbreviated, that's all right, because Scotty Webb in the batter's box comes in at 6:15, so myself and Riley will talk a little about last night's two football games, get you caught up, obviously, on tonight's MLB action, and one final. Cy Skubal and the Detroit Tigers heading to the playoffs. 2-1 winner right there. The Tigers just keep rolling. I'm telling you, I wouldn't want to face them. Knowing Skubal's going to go open it round first game, so we'll see there. Shout out to our proud sponsor and partnerships, of course. It's WagerWire. If you haven't downloaded the app, please head on over to Google Play. Download it. It's free. I promise you it'll be the most used app the rest of 2024 and beyond. Viva Tequila Seltzer. The East Coast is cuckoo for coconut, their new flavor there. CT Bets, that team and family, the best in the business. Head on where you get adult beverages. If they don't have it, ask them why. And our proud new sponsorship, Mr. Terry Smith in Atlanta Steak and Seafood. I have right now a New York strip, a nice piece of a lamb chop, and a pork chop all ready to grill after this show because of Terry Smith. So head on over to Facebook, follow Terry Smith, follow Atlanta Steak and Seafood. Make the connection. Tell him JD from ECSI sent you. He's got an amazing deal. His largest of the season, 15% off all orders of $199 or more. He ships it all across the East Coast, as far as I think Riley Magnuson in Chicago. Promo code customer. Any questions, reach out to Terry, the best in the business. So without further ado, the co-host, Mr. Riley Magnuson. What's up, champ?
What is up, my friend? Yeah, I could use some of that good stuff my way. I would love to get down on that action, and hopefully, as you're saying, I'm sure you can't ship it out this way, my friend. So, yeah, a little abbreviated, a little late. That is 100% on me, so apologies there. But ready to roll. Thankfully for a short slate, as we always say that. Obviously, we have to keep it short enough to allow some time for Scotty, but only baseball tonight for the most part as far as the Tuesday night slate. Last night's games, man, obviously Buffalo is, I think I just checked my notes, still scored again and forced another turnover. and now it's 75 to 10. The interest, I mean, I'm sure we could talk plenty about that game and the other one as well. But, I'm sure people are calling for Mac Jones to get some time, and then Mac Jones comes in and doesn't look too great himself. A little ball security issues himself there, obviously coming in on short notice. But I don't know. Jacksonville's got some problems. They've got to get some help in that division like they have in the past few years at times. An 8-9 win team and them going on a nice little run is what's going to have to happen. For their sake, they've obviously, in the Trevor Lawrence era, been pretty streaky at times, and so maybe they've got something. But right now, it does not look pretty at all. And Trevor Lawrence himself, the play calling, I don't know that it is the play calling. Obviously, it could be better, but Trevor Lawrence in this offense just looks out of sync and out of whack right now, and Trevor Lawrence is not doing anything to cover up for any of these other mistakes by far.
It's kind of funny because I saw this in game one. I saw the false starts. I saw the timeouts because they're not ready to call a play. I saw Peterson frustrated. I saw Trevor Lawrence frustrated. The OC pulling his hair out. And it's kind of funny because I knew there was problems early. And to watch them play last night. Now, everyone wants Goldilocks and Trevor Lawrence, the next generational quarterback out. Well, listen, guys, Mac Jones isn't the answer. You saw him fumbling already, and you could just see his checkdowns. I'm telling you, he's got no arm strength, no zip on the ball. No disrespect, Mac, but I think you got a better opportunity going across the border to the CFL. Ask Andrew McGinnis. Maybe they're looking for a quarterback in the CFL. Your days, you just don't have it. I'm sorry. Right. But I'm going to say this. There's a lot of problems there. I don't know what the price is. But I'm going to go on record right now, 541 at 924. Doug Peterson, the first NFL coach fired this year. I'm going to take that one to the bank. Now, listen, Buffalo for the last 3 years was the team to beat. Circle the wagons, Bills Mafia, and they just found ways. They found ways. Last year, hosted Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes says not so fast, Josh, not this year. So what did they do? They took a page out of the Patriots book. Hey, Josh, we're taking your weapons away. Take Diggs, take Gabe Davis. And now look, 3-0, defense playing great. And I caught Colin Cowherd for 5 minutes, and he goes, you got me how many times I'm going back to, well, they are right now, the best team in the NFL. That doesn't mean they'll be the best team come December. And I know they don't want to see Mr. Mahomes on the other side. So, again, hats off to the Buffalo Bills. Hats off to Josh Allen. Hats off to Mr. Kincaid. James Cook looks amazing. Keon Coleman, congrats. Defense, congrats. Mr. Hamlin, nice interception, congrats there. For the Jags, you guys got to look in the mirror. I mean, you really, really do. Even I came up with a strange touchdown. I almost fell off the couch. I said, I mean, we were on fire on the anytimes. I did call the first time Jamar Chase, and then he got 2. It was a great game for us there. But again, Jags, if you don't, shape up, Mr. Peterson, you gone.
Right, and you can say as many negative things as you want about Trevor Lawrence. They've invested enough in him that it's going to be Doug Peterson the scapegoat. There's going to be one more coach scapegoat before it's Trevor Lawrence as the scapegoat. They've invested too much in him. They've got weapons there. A great call as far as, especially if things continue, first coach out. I mean, the other options you look around, it would have to be if the Cowboys really, blow up in complete flames and go 1-5, 1-6, and McCarthy's out of town early. And I don't think, and I'm not suggesting that's going to happen, but that would have to be, one scenario where, another contender for first coach out, and I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm with you. That is a great choice there. I mean, you got Tennessee in their division, obviously 0-3, but that's a new coach. That's a long leash there. The Raiders would have to go disastrous. So I think the only other one that could beat him if things go truly that poorly would be maybe Mike McCarthy, and the Cowboys are good enough to avoid that type of start. So I'm with you on that one. And then Washington, Cincinnati. Cincinnati's obviously got a hole to climb out of. They're offensively, they looked better offensively. They obviously didn't punt a single time. The only thing they didn't do was punch it in the end zone as many times as Washington there. So defensively, and we've seen this. Even the Super Bowl year, you look back at I don't remember at what point it was they turned it on, but even the first handful of games, maybe even the first half of that season where they make the Super Bowl, their defense wasn't fantastic. And they're kind of a middling team, and then their defense flips a switch, and now they're a Super Bowl contender. So that's going to have to happen for them because their offense obviously is still coming along. Your buddy T. Higgins makes an appearance and catches a few passes there. We'll see how long that lasts. But Jamar Chase looked fantastic. Jamar Chase looks fantastic last night. You got Yoshi coming up there. So, but if you're Washington, looking at Washington's schedule. Looking at their schedule, they've got a game against the Ravens. That is by far their toughest game outside of the division. So if you can go, make some moves in these divisional games. Already took down the Giants once. They've got a schedule that, especially if they can take care of the Cowboys once, and the Cowboys keep losing to some of these good teams. There's no reason to believe that the Commanders can't be, a 10-win team and sneak their way into this 7-6 spot in the playoffs there.
And I'm going to take Cincinnati as an example here. You had the offseason and the OTAs and the preseason drama. Is Chase in or is Chase out? You had T. Higgins practicing, and then all of a sudden Chase says he's going to play, then he pulls a hammy issue. Okay, 0-3. Now, listen, we thought the Patriots was a fluke. They go into Kansas City. They were PI away, but there was a lot more. Again, they could have won that game. They were flat as a pancake. They got their ass handed to them. Okay, Washington hasn't punted in 2 games now. And I'm going to get to them. But I'm going to go across to the NFC here, to the 49ers. You had the Ayuk drama all summer. Now you got injuries with CMC heading to Germany to check on a specialist. Kittle hurt, Debo hurt, and now they're 1-2 as well. So again, I think Goodell's really got to sit down with the union and figure out July and August, because I think a lot of the off season, the preseason, and the actual practice schedule now is hurting these guys getting injured. Eckler goes out of the game after scoring a touchdown. Next series, concussed. Trent Brown. Was it Trent Brown? Yeah, out for the season. Not Trent Brown. Yeah, Trent Brown out for the season for Cincinnati. These injuries just keep piling up. Concussions. So Cincinnati 49ers, 2 teams that some people thought would meet in the Super Bowl, both now struggling. As for Washington, as for Jaden Daniels, who missed McLaurin, who was wide open for a 40-yard touchdown by 20 yards. But thank God you got him late. Big Jaden fan. Okay, the perfect storm, though. He's got Cliff there to guide him, to say, hey, okay, let's practice on the slide. You're not Lamar Jackson here. You're not Anthony Richardson. We know you like to run. You can move the chains, but do yourself a favor. Don't be afraid to slide. So he did slide. If you had this Sunday must-watch TV, Washington versus Arizona on your bingo card, God bless you, Riley.
I know. It's crazy because obviously Arizona 1-2, but they're not no slouch losses. Those 2 losses. So and they're favored in that game for what it's worth. So credit to Arizona, and we'll see what happens there. But especially if Washington can win that and get another one in the NFC, then their fan base is obviously going to be living large there. So plenty of time all week to talk about what we got coming up this weekend in the NFL. So I am going to be ready for that, obviously, and excited. Got plenty more of these storylines to shake out and see if anyone fixes themselves or, in the Jaguars' case, Jaguars 7-point dogs on the road in Houston. So a little respect to Houston, a little disrespect to Jacksonville there. Vikings and Packers, another big one there. Cowboys, Giants on Thursday. So Very interesting. That one, loser of that game, and obviously everyone expects the Cowboys to win that game. But if the Giants can pick off the Cowboys in that game and put them at 1-3, then the Cowboys are obviously in a deep hole, and especially the way Washington's playing, the rest of the NFC North is playing, that'll be tough sledding to get themselves out of that hole.
And I'll end the NFL talk with this, and we'll get to the MLB. Why would someone pull the plug on a coach early? Well, here's why. Because you can move up the assistant, and what that does is give you first crack to call Bill. Now, don't forget Bill's out there, Bill Belichick, Mike Vrabel. There's a couple big names outside looking in. So if you want first crack at them, now I don't think Bill would obviously go to Jacksonville. That might be a Vrabel spot. I don't know. But I know Dallas and the Giants are two spots that he definitely would go to.
How about I'll say right now, next year, first week one or full season coach for the Jacksonville Jags is Ben Johnson, Detroit.
And they were talking about Ben here because that was Washington's first call.
Yeah.
And he said, no, I want to come back to the Lions and we want to finish this thing. And then they go to Dan Quinn. So he's definitely at the top of the list there. Again, you got the two guys in the NFL. And there'll be a couple college coaches. Again, it's a copycat league. So they see some of the young guns doing well there. So anyways, we started this show. Detroit, 2-1 winner. Cy Skubal beat the Rays 2-1. We had Scotty Webb on early this morning talking MLB as we got today till Sunday and the season's over. Looks like the Tigers are marching in, and now the Royals and the Twins. It looks like I think Scotty said the Royals are at Atlanta, so maybe whoever wins that series sneaks in, and Atlanta starts tonight, obviously, against the Mets.
I know, and hopefully we get enough drama to where those last three games for a lot of these for any of these teams in the races matter. Because obviously, if there's a full sweep out of that Mets Braves series, then you can write off the team that's losing that series there, obviously. But yeah, Royals Braves going to be an awesome one there. So I am excited for that one, and excited to watch this Mets and Braves series as it is right now. So. Let's see. I mean, Cubs-Phillies, we've got a decent matchup here tonight, but that game, I don't know. I'm trying to pull up the full standings here. Phillies, half a game behind, same amount of wins, but one more loss than the Dodgers. Any motivation for these two teams to finish this off and get the home field advantage going into October here?
The auto bet used to be after a team clinched, bet against them the next game. But Steele, who threw up a clunker, he was the aluminum can last time, probably is going to get a bounce back. Cubs playing for pride here. Seeing some late money come in. Back and forth action, actually. Steele was favored -120, now -110 on the Philly side with Banks at the Circa. Hello to Mr. Benson and Mr. Stevens. Phillies -110 and get Steele +100, 8 under. I really don't have a good feel for this. I would expect a bounce back spot for the Cubs, but as you said, a half game here. And I do want to say something here because Shohei's having the historic year, the first 50-50 homer stolen base. Do you know where the Dodgers end their last three games this year?
I believe, unless it's Colorado. Yeah, it's Colorado.
He has a chance. Call me crazy. He's got a chance for 60-60.
You're not crazy. I mean, he's got to go nuts. He's got to go nuts. He's got to have some multi-homer games, but you're not crazy. I mean, we just saw him. What was the game he had to get the 50-50 game? Whatever, 2 bombs.
3 homers, 2
bombs,
stolen bases.
Yeah, I mean.
10 RBIs, 6 for 6.
I mean, that's about as insane of a game as can possibly be. So, the man is hot. I would not rule it out. I mean, he's shockingly enough, he's still second in the league in the whole major leagues in home runs. So, maybe he gets takes over Judge and gets the lead there. Royals and Nationals, obviously another important game when we're talking about these contending teams trying to lock their spot in. Cole Reagans for the Royals, actually this month pitching really, really solid. 3 starts, 3 earned runs allowed here in the month of September. That's against the Twins, Yankees, and Detroit, so no slouch teams by any means there. So he's pitching well right now. Mitch Parker for the Nationals has been kind of hit or miss all season, coming off of 7 hits, 5 earned runs over 3 2/3 last time out here. Royals hefty favorites here. Anyone that it looks like it opened closer to 160, 170, and has ballooned up a little bit. Got a point where you got a team that's trying to lock their spot in against a team that everyone thinks is a dumpster fire, which are obviously they're not successful. But you know what I'm getting at here. Is this a fair spot to jump on the Royals, or is it way too late and the number is just ballooned up at this point?
Only way you can jump in the Royals is this: -0.5 first 5. You can play the full game run line, or you can get the Royals at +115 tonight with their team total over 4.5. The problem is it's a flat. It opened at 8, now down to a flat 7. Truthfully, I don't trust this game. I've seen it steam too much. If it opened at 190, I don't have a problem with it. When it opens at 150, there's only one way this game can go, and it's the way that it's going. So if you caught them overnight, you're fine. If you're running the window to lay the 190 because it's the Nationals, it's not the same Nationals that was stinking early. They do show some flashes. As you said, Reagans has been pitching better, good. He can shut you down. I just don't like the price. So Kansas City -0.5 first 5. That's at -115, -120 in some shops. Kansas City team total over the 4.5 +115. If you want to get cute and play them full game, fine. But if I wanted to get in Kansas City today, I would take the +115 price. Hope the bats wake up and they get to 5 or better.
Yeah, it's tough to correct because the volume's going to be higher where you just got people that are pouring money on the Royals just because they need to get in and you would expect them to beat a Nationals team. So not saying they can't, win going away, but obviously that number is inflated from where it opened up at there. So Mets and Braves, obviously the biggest one with both teams directly competing against each other in the wild card race there. Schwellenbach on the mound for the Braves. Last 2 pretty solid. Last one 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run. 2 walks, 5 Ks. The time before that, kind of similar against the Dodgers there. So pitching well these last 2. Luis Severino on the mound for the Mets has been fairly steady. 3 earned runs in each of his last 2. Both of those were against the Phillies. Keeping that hit total low. Strikeout number's not bad. So he's pitching, just had a couple of bombs these last couple of games. So hasn't been able to get all those jams in the last couple of games. Other than that, pitching pretty decent. Any thoughts on this one? You got a 7.5 on the total I'm seeing over here. Braves up to -145 here. Is this just a fair line? Roll it out there. You got the little bit of home field advantage in this one, and your best guess is your best guess.
Must win, obviously, for the Braves here. Got to stop the bleeding. I think they're minus Scotty said -160 to win this series. I had an 8.5 -15 cents overnight. Braves -130. Money coming in right now at the circle -137. You can jump on the Mets +125. Now 7.5 over -15 cents. One of the sites we're using had Atlanta team total 4.5, juiced under -147. So if you liked Atlanta, didn't want to lay a price, you could have went to the window and got them +127, and they had to get to 5 or better. The source that we really lean on there now has it 3.5 juiced over -145. That's way too much juice here. Starting to seem like it's maybe going to be a pitcher's duel. I lean Braves here. If you want to take a shot with Schwellenbach, first 5 minus the hook, go ahead. I lean Braves here, but I'm not going to lay 45 cents for them to get to 4 or better. If your shop's got 4.5, minus the 145 to the under, I would rather have you play Braves team total over 4.5, take them +125.
Yeah. No, I think it's good advice. It's another tough one to get into unless you're dead set on, if you're dead set on the Mets, then obviously you might have some chance at some plus money, but if you're dead set on the Braves, you got to get a little creative there, so I like it. Twins hosting the Marlins. Twins 1 game behind those Royals, so on the outside looking in, desperate to get some wins against a bad Marlins team. Ryan Weathers on the mound for the Miami Marlins. This is start number 2, actually. They're getting him back in the lineup to close out the season there, Ryan Weathers. 4 1/3 in his first time in his first start after a 3-month layoff. 4 1/3, 8 hits, 6 runs allowed, 3 bombs, no walks, 5 Ks. Bailey Ober on the mound for the Twins here. 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, both of them solo shots, 12 Ks, no walks last time. So the strikeouts were pouring in for Bailey Ober last time out. And the Twins are getting some love here. With the potential, you've seen Ryan Weathers, the same Ryan Weathers that we saw last week, then the ball could be flying out, but obviously the Twins desperate here. Minus 240 I'm seeing here, and on the run line, still minus, I'll get the accurate number here, minus 110, 112, 115, that type of range there for the Twins run line, and a flat 8 on the total, my friend.
Overnight, minus 245. Could have grabbed the Marlins plus 195. Now 235. Marlins plus 211. Flat 8. Team total, again, Minnesota over 4.5, minus 120. So if you like the Twins, I'll suggest this. Take their team total over the 4.5. They got to get to 5 or better. You're only laying 20 cents versus 245 or whatever there. If you want to get cute, this is a real way to get cute here. Miami Marlins team total under 2.5, so they can't kick the field goal. They got to score 0, 1, or 2, and you can get that at plus 125 tonight.
Fair enough. Mariners, Astros. Mariners also desperate. Staved off division elimination for at least one more day last night. Get the win, so much needed. Got to at least get another one out of the series. Obviously, in a perfect world, you just keep it rolling and you take the sweep, but you have to obviously win this series here against the Astros to stay alive. But you've got the man that I have had a lot of love for these last few years, Framber Valdez on the mound for the Astros. Pitching pretty darn dynamite these last couple of months here. 1 earned run or less in each of his last 4 against the Padres in San Diego last time. 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 solo shot. That's it. 2 walks and 6 Ks. The Astros are favored minus 135 down. It looks like from open around minus 165, at least on this book I'm seeing. Maybe a little different number, but Logan Gilbert on the mound for the Mariners. Not quite as rock steady as Valdez, but last time out, 5 1/3, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 9 Ks. So Logan Gilbert obviously capable of matching Framber Valdez. Strong play here. Flat 7 on the total of this one. Could be a potential pitcher's duel, but Mariners desperate. Astros, I assume, maybe not, obviously not desperate, but motivated to get this thing wrapped up, win the division. Get any doubt creeping in and end this Mariners season in its tracks here. Are we respecting Framber Valdez, or would you like to see that a bigger number at home, or maybe you're just respecting the opening number and see it closer to that number as opposed to where we're seeing minus 135 now?
ECSI VIPs last night. Shout out Seattle Mariners plus 115. They get the job done in Houston. Some pizza and beer money on the Mariners team total over the 3.5 at plus money as well. Tonight, not so easy, as you said, currently at the Circa. Houston minus 128. Seattle plus 117. Valdez absolutely rock solid at home. I just don't know which Gilbert you're going to get. I do like the desperation on the Seattle side. So I tiptoe over to the team totals. Houston, 3.5 over or under, minus 110. You can grab Seattle's team total again, 3.5 is now juiced under, minus 135. So if you like Seattle, you can take their team total over the 3.5, get that at plus 115. You can grab the Mariners right now, plus 117 at the Circa. This is perfect. First 1 to 4 wins this game. This has got 4 to 3 written all over it, Riley.
Yeah, this is a good one. I am interested in watching this one. Obviously, a big Framber Valdez fan and big Logan Gilbert fan. Love this pitching matchup tonight here. Last one, and then we can wrap it up. Arizona Diamondbacks sandwiched in between the Mets and Braves. Diamondbacks holding that last wild card spot in the NL. I believe is 1.5 up on the Braves there, half game behind the Mets. So need to handle some things of their own, obviously, here. They've got Mr. Fad on the mound, I believe, tonight against Logan Webb for the Giants. Giants not quite enough, obviously. Fad last time out, 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run. It was a solo shot, no walks, 12 Ks. That was a big bounce back after a big 8 spot against the Brewers. So both those games actually against the Brewers. So much needed for him to potentially get him back into shape like he was last year. Logan Webb, not quite as dominant right now. 3 earned runs in each of his last 3 starts. Hasn't had a really crowning start in a while. 4 hits allowed, though, last time out. Just couldn't really get out of jams. Any thoughts that Logan Webb could spoil the party here, or is this a Arizona Diamondbacks party here tonight?
Overnight, minus 135, now 145. It was an 8 over, minus 15 cents. Now 8.5 under, minus 20 cents. Giants get the 6-3 win last night here. If you like Arizona tonight, the only way I could play it is their team total over the 4.5. You get that at plus 115. You need these bats to wake up. They need to stop the bleeding. They got to get back in the rhythm. San Fran broke our hearts this year. I hope they have a great offseason. But again, I would lean Diamondbacks team total over the 4.5 at plus 115. This has got that 5-3 feeling, Riley.
This one is going to be an interesting one as well. Obviously, Giants a little too late. Curious to see what they've got up their sleeve in the offseason. Hopefully something to make this roster a little more complete. But other than that, those are obviously Dodgers and Padres, still an interesting one. But we've got to get out of the way here for Scotty Webb. That one not quite as dramatic as these other wild card teams in both AL and NL. So plenty to watch for tonight. As for my closing thoughts, I don't want to echo what I said last night, but if you're in the dirt after the NFL weekend and Monday night didn't go well, don't go run into the window on all these teams that have to win tonight. Some of them will play well, I'm sure, but not every single team that has to win is going to win tonight or win by 5 runs and hit 5 bombs. So you got to pump the brakes again. If you're kicked to the curb, take the night off and don't try to force yourself into a sport that you probably haven't been watching too much of. That'll be my sermon for you here today, my friends. So that is all I've got today. So a nice, quick, and easy show, my friend.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. We're getting close to 200 live viewers. If you haven't subscribed, obviously head over to YouTube at East Coast Sports Investors. Subscribe; it's free. Jump back over to Twitter at EC Sports Invest, and you can follow us there. And of course, Riley Mags at Riley_Magnuson1. Guys, everyone knows we're coming up on our 10-year anniversary, January 1st, 2025. We started January 1st, 2015. There's not many people that can say they've been in these lanes, same face, less hair, all gray now, for 10 years. We don't go anywhere. We try to educate with a little entertainment. We bring the best of the best on here daily, trying to help you guys through. As Riley said, there's been carnage the first 3 weeks. Your bankrolls are probably looking a little light, and before you know it, Mariah Carey's singing all over your radio waves because we're getting to that season. So what I am going to do to everyone watching and listening to this show as we get closer to our anniversary date, I'm going to give you a Christmas special here. Okay? You got 5 months. 5 months, right? Okay, we got October, November, December, January, February. That takes you through the Super Bowl. 5 times 99 is $500, if my math's correct. Right, Riley?
I think you're pretty close to it, yeah.
Pretty close. Okay. So what I'm going to do to you guys here is this. Anyone watching and listening that can afford $3 a day, that's all we ask. Every one of our plays, every one of our futures, any one of our prop bets, anything and everything is delivered to your cell phone via text and email. No timestamps because it crosses our desks while you're sleeping, while you're at the gym, while you're at work, while you're at a bar mitzvah or a wedding. All of a sudden your phone pops and like, okay, I got you. So 5 times 99 is $500. We're just rounding things up here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slash it in half. $249 takes you from today, the rest of September, through October, November 1st. Hey, Riley, what's November 1st?
What do you mean?
Why is that date so special, November 1st?
Oh, college basketball, my friend.
College basketball starts. All our plays. Hockey kicks. drops the puck in less than 2 weeks. NBA, college football, NFL, playoffs, championships, through the Super Bowl for $249. I'm cutting it in half. $249. That's it. And again, so you're basically getting it for $1.50 a day. If you can't afford $1.50 a day, and I know there's so many people, Riley, that watch us and they're just grabbing all the free plays. There's so much more in the VIPs. We got Cy Young, who pitched today, Scooble. We got the Tigers to make the playoffs. The stuff, the value plays that you guys are missing. And I love everyone here. I can't thank you enough for joining us every day. I do. But the VIPs where it's at, I have guys that have been, and gals, that have been with us for 8 and 9 years. Okay? And when you're hitting almost 56% for almost 10 years, you're doing something right. So again, that's all I ask you to do is to jump into my DMs at EC Sports Invest, or send me an email at eastcoastsportsinvestors@gmail.com. Say, hey, Jeff, thanks. I can afford $1.50 a day, $249. How do I sign up? And you can get tonight's play, because as soon as we end here, I'm sending out tonight's play. So $1.50 a day, $249 instead of $500, all the way through the Super Bowl. And by the time you get to the Super Bowl, you're going to say, all right, now what's the deal to get me all the way through March Madness, baseball, the Kentucky Derby, yada, yada, yada. So for myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Invest, the one and only Riley Magnuson at Riley_Magnuson, the one, we wish everyone a blessed day. Every one of you guys, thank you again. At EC Sports Invest, DM me or send us an email at eastcoastsportsinvestors@gmail.com. It's only for tonight. $249 cut in half through the Super Bowl, $1.50 a day. We will see you tomorrow morning. Brady Kannon at 11:05 Eastern, talking President's Cup. And he'll be talking Circa Survivor. And then Tyler Wyatt from Tyler Wyatt Bets will be back at 11:30. So see you soon, guys.